Hi everyone, in this video tutorial I'll show you how to make a hanging pot holder with pocket in front. This pot holder will be edged with the bias tape, and in the next video tutorial I'll show you how to make an oven mitt. This is a set that we'll make together, and let's see what we need for this kind of project. For this project you'll need some cotton fabric. I've got two squares of fabric that measure 17.5 by 17.5 centimeter, and for the pocket I've got a rectangle that measures 17.5 by 12 centimeter, and we'll need some isolation. You can use the isolation that you prefer, cotton batting or cotton fleece, whatever you want. And these are two squares that measure 17.5 by 17.5 centimeter, and how I said in the beginning of this video, we'll need some bias tape to finish the edges all the way around. Now I'm taking a square of fabric, and in this square I'm making the quilting pattern, making lines in two different directions to create squares. Because we must assemble our pot holder with all those pieces that you have seen before, like a sandwich. Now I'm putting my second square with the right side of the fabric down, and on this one we'll put two layers of isolation. We'll making like a sandwich, how I said before. And on top of these layers we'll put the square that have the quilting pattern. And of course we must fix everything with pins, and we pay attention that the fabric all the way around it's equal. And of course, where is the excess of the isolation will be cut it at the end. After you finish quilting the pot holder, you must cut the isolation all the way around to make a perfect square. And this is how it looks after I've cut the isolation all the way around, and of course you must iron everything. It's time to make the pocket, and for this I've got some bias tape that has the same length of my pocket, 17.5 centimeter, and I will put the rectangle with the right side of the fabric down, and on this side of the fabric I will sew the bias tape. I will fix of course everything with pins, and after that I will sew on the upper part of my pocket. After you finish sewing the first side of the bias tape, now we'll bring the other side of the bias tape, fold it like you see, to cover the seaming that we have made before, and we'll sew in the upper part on the right side of the fabric. Now that we have two pieces, it's time to assemble everything, and I'm putting my pocket on the square like you see, on the bottom of my square, and I will fix with pins all the way around. After I fix everything with pins, I sew the pocket all the way around, and I will cut that excess that you see on the right side of the square. And now I'm making the loop, and for this I'm using bias tape. I've cut some centimeter and I'm sewing the bias like you see. After I've sewed the bias, now it's time to put the loop on the corner, on the upper corner of my pot holder. And after I've sewn the loop, it's time to finish the pot holder with bias tape all the way around. I'm folding the raw edge of my bias tape half centimeter inside, and I will fix the bias on the back side of the pot holder with pins. And when we arrive at the corner, we'll stop the seaming half centimeter before the edge of the pot holder, and I will put a pin in that point to understand when is the time to stop with my seaming. How I've said before, I will stop with my seaming where is the pin, half centimeter before the edge of my pot holder, and I will cut the thread. Now I will turn the pot holder and the bias tape in this way because it's time to sew the other side of the pot holder and to finish the corner. And if you see, we have some excess of bias tape, and that excess, where is the bias tape is folded, if you can see, we'll put that folded bias tape on the raw edge of the pot holder on the upper part, and I will fix with a pin. After I fixed with a pin, I will restart sewing. You must do the same in all corners that you have. When you arrive with the seaming at the end, you must overlapping the finish of the bias tape with the beginning of the bias tape, and this is how it looks. The corners are finished in the right way, and now let's turn the bias tape on the other side of the pot holder. And if you can see, the bias tape is folded, and with this side of the bias tape will cover the seaming that we have made before. To finish the corners in this side of the pot holder, you must fold the tape in this way like you see. Now I'm zooming so that you see better. If you can see, when you arrive at the corner, you must fold in this way to create the same effect that we have on the other side of the pot holder. And now fix everything with pins all the way around, and every corner must be finished in the same way that you have seen. And this is how it looks, my pot holder, after I finish sewing the bias tape all the way around. This is the back, the loop, and of course the pocket in the front part, in the front side of the pot holder. And how I've said in the beginning of this video, in the next tutorial we'll make the oven mitt. I hope that you enjoyed this kind of video tutorial. If you have any question, you can make it on the comment section down below. And see you next time. Bye bye.